I'm going to go ahead and get started because I'm so excited. I'm just full of so much energy. I hope I can stop at 12:15. But I get the privilege of doing this following the Nashville Palooza. And I didn't think this would happen, but I'm already getting a bubble in my throat because it was life changing. And, when I learned I was doing this, I had all these ideas what I was going to talk about. Now it's just completely different. So I'm just going to get started. My name is Connie Devine. I live in Central Missouri. I have been a Lyme Life by Alcombe Beauty Guide since October of 2019. And it has turned into something that I just never dreamed would happen. I just thought it was going to be just this old little hobby I did and just to keep me busy. And it has been way more than that. And this weekend taught me that it's going to be way more than even that. So I will start with just kind of a little my background. I am a retired school administrator for students with mental health and behavioral disorders. I knew my whole life that that was my purpose. I knew my whole life that that was God's plan for me. And so the job was hard. It was physical. It was demanding. Kids are aggressive. I have had numerous concussions and hospital visits, but I knew every day that I needed to be there. I knew every day, every flippin' day, I never hesitated to get up. I was never late for work. I knew that I might be that only one bright spot for those kids. And my heart was always so full and always so, I was tired, exhausted, and emotional, but I was so full of that job. I knew that was, I'm sorry, I didn't think that would happen. I knew that was what I was supposed to do. There was no question. And so I'm sorry, that made me lose my train of thought. But I decided that in 2019, I had 2 emergency room visits where I could not get blood pressure under control because that job was physical, so physical. But I loved those kids. I loved that staff. I never, ever thought that I would find a staff or a group of people that cared about me as much as they did. So for 32 years, or my last job I had for 15 years, I was the administrator. And I knew when I walked in the door, somebody would say, "Hey, Divine, how you doing? Hey, Divine, how's those grandkids? Divine, you were here late last night. Are you okay? Divine, your face looks like you're upset about something. Divine, I need you to do this." I mean, I knew that I had a group of people that knew me well enough to knew what I needed. And that was as important as the students that I worked with, because we had a common goal. We knew those kids needed us. We knew that we might be their only hope. And so we had this common thing going, and it just was so much. So that year that winter when I had 2 emergency room visits in less than a week because my blood pressure was uncontrollable, I knew that I couldn't do it anymore. I knew that it was time to switch gears because I didn't want that to be my whole life, because I had 2 grandkids and 2 kids and I had a lot of stuff to do. And so that day I got out of the emergency room, I went straight to my staff and told them that I was going to retire that year. And even though I knew that that was the right decision, I felt like I was mourning. I just had this for months after that until I retired. It just was this really deep sense of loss because I didn't know what my purpose was anymore. I just knew, I didn't know God's plan. I knew God's plan was for me not to do that anymore. But I didn't know what the next step was. And my heart was hurting. I just don't know very many. I didn't think people understood. And I just was so lost. I just went from a purpose and I was driven and I knew what I was supposed to do to days of being home. I'm home alone during the week. My husband is only home on the week, like Saturdays, and he leaves again Sunday. And I had nothing. You know, your brain is filled with the thoughts of kids. I mean, you might come home at 6 o'clock, but your brain doesn't stop at 6 o'clock. Are they safe? Are they where they need to be? Is their mom and dad home? Are there drugs in the house? Are there this? And then all of a sudden I couldn't, I was still thinking that, but I couldn't do it anymore. So then my beautiful friend, Gail, came to me. I don't remember. It was not long after that, probably September. I'm sorry, I got sniffles. Probably about September. No, I joined in October. And she said, "You got to try this stuff, Divine. You got to try this. This is some good stuff. It's only $42." And I did. I joined for $42. I got all the resources and a mascara. And then I got flooded with all these emails. And I thought, whoa, what in the heck did I do? I was like, I don't know what to do with all this. But I'm telling you, it was the best thing I ever did. I started jumping in and reading the emails and participating in. You have to participate in the Zooms. I mean, COVID hit, so that was really the only way to get together. We had a few parties, but after COVID, that was really the only way to get to know people. So I just dove into all the groups and Zooms. Someone led a Bible study, and someone else did. People are always doing some health and nutrition stuff, and I found a new group that lifts me up, just like my old group. And I found a group that likes me no matter what. And I've just found another family that I can't wait to see again. And so I went to the Palooza on this weekend in Nashville, and I am very self-conscious. I didn't realize till Lime Life that I really had to check my self-thinking and the way I talk to myself and the way I compare myself. And, you know, I still do it, but I just kept thinking I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm too whatever. I had an excuse. I'm not smart enough, I'm not funny enough, I wish I was like her. Look at her, she can do that. I just did all the things. I still do all the things, but I'm better. Because when I went to Palooza, nobody gave a shit about who you were. Maybe they like you. I mean, have you ever been in a room full of women that love each other? I haven't. Let's be honest. Young girls are not very, very kind to each other. And, you know, we were at one place, I can't remember where we were. Well, actually it was at the Palooza and in Nashville. We were downtown. There was a woman I had never met, but she knew I was Palooza, and her name was Angela something. Sheely, I don't know. I need to shout her out because she saw me standing over in a corner because I was a little COVID anxious, but she called me over in a corner and she pulled me in. That's what they do. That's what they do. They pull you in and accept you. And oh my gosh, I know I'm rambling. What time is it? I know I'm rambling, but I have never felt so full. And I finally have a new purpose. It's just moved from aggressive children to uncomfortable adults who don't like themselves. And as I've done this, and listened to my own self-talk, when I now catch women doing that. So I have some customers who'll say, "Oh, I can't do that," or I'm too ugly for that, or I'm too fat for that. And then now I know what to say, and now I know what they need. And it's not about skincare and makeup. Now, it's great stuff. It's some really, really good stuff. But that's not what it's about. It's about locking arms and hugging each other and saying, "It's okay, girl, I got you." And it's about all those things that I don't think I really had outside of of work. I mean, I hated high school. I hated high school. I would never go back in a million years. But I feel like I finally have what I've always felt like I should have. And I don't know. I don't know how to end this except to tell you that now I know what is possible, not only in my heart, not only for other women, not only for myself, but I see potential in this for my family. My husband works out in this flipping heat. I mean, he called the other day and said that he had gotten a little overheated, and he's done this for 38 years, and he can't keep doing this. He cannot. If I want him, my biggest fear is that I reach retirement and then I don't have any physical body left to enjoy it. And so I see the possibility now of me retiring him early. I see the possibility. If I don't, fine, I'm still going to be happy. But I never thought that possible until this weekend. This weekend helped me see all the possibilities for me, my family, for this group of women, for just I just can't stop. I just can't get off the roller coaster of this weekend, because if I had not gone, I think I still would have been treating this like a hobby. I think I don't want you to think I wasn't working it. It takes effort. It takes effort, but it's easy to do when you've got so many women out there looking for something. Women are looking for something to just give them a hug and say, it's going to be all right. Come with me. Let's do this together. It was like a big old girl slumber party, and nobody fought. Nobody got mad at each other. And, it just was something I want everybody to experience. And so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I have found my new purpose, and I do think God led me here, because actually right after I retired, I was so lonesome and so worried about finding something to do. I went to Rainbow House and tried to find a volunteer job, but they didn't want me to volunteer. They wanted me to be their mental health coordinator. And I was like, I just got out of that, and I knew that wasn't for me. So I kept, that was just 2 weeks after I retired. I was still just fumbling around, and then Gail saw something in me that needed to be done. And I jumped in half-heartedly, and now I'm all in. I am all in. So if you see this and you have questions, and you reach out to your beauty guide, reach out to me. You can find me on Facebook at Fierce with, I changed my name, Live Fiercely with Divine. And so find me on Facebook or reach out to any of these ladies, and we'll get you where you need to be. But if your heart is needing something, this is the place to be. And I think the Glam Warriors is the best of all of them. So Courtney, you've done a great job, girl. I love it. And thank you, Gail, for thinking that I had something to give